Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I show you how I combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are blessed with from the food pantries to make hopefully well-balanced, well-rounded meals and delicious ones at that. As a family, we generally eat low carb because we have like a huge history of diabetes in our family. So we are trying to instill in our kids healthy eating habits now so that hopefully they don't have to deal with the health issues later on that like my parents and my husband's parents have dealt with. My husband and I are also in some interesting eating season because my husband has been doing the carnivore diet for the last several months with amazing results. And he's generally sticking to that. He does some ketovore stuff and then he cheats. More often than he cares to admit, but he has a raging sweet tooth, so he struggles with that. And I am in the process of trying to get to the bottom of some continued gut health issues that I'm having and doing some really clean diet to hopefully reset my gut health and stop having the digestive issues that I'm having. So it's such a tricky thing. All right, so tonight is Monday night, and we have a nice, quick and easy dinner. We are having, the kids are having sloppy joes. So this is a pound of ground turkey from Aldi and a pound of ground deer meat that my husband got this fall and that we processed right here in our kitchen. And I just browned those two up and then added in, everybody does this different. My family always did ketchup and a little bit of brown sugar. So it is a sweet sloppy joe. Some people do a more savory sloppy joe with like tomato sauce or pasta sauce, that kind of thing. And then in order to kind of make this slightly less carby, I did use a monk fruit erythritol brown sugar alternative, so it's not quite so bad. With that, the kids are having peas and carrots, which is a favorite of all of my kids. And then I made some oven fries with just some russet potatoes and tossed those in avocado oil with seasoned salt, some like garlic and herb seasoning, and some thyme from the seasonings. That's the word I'm going for. For me, I thought about pulling out a little bit of this and just making me like a couple of burger patties, but I have down to do what we call fat burgers later on this week. So I was kind of like, I just don't really want that. So I did some of my air fryer chicken nuggets, and I will post that recipe in the show notes. No, I probably will not eat all of those. I'll probably eat some now and then have the rest for tomorrow lunch, something along those lines. So, all right. Oh, and then back here I do have, we had 3 of those turkey bone-in, skin-on turkey breasts. And so I have been simmering those away to make some really good hearty meat stock with some onions and carrots and garlic in them for me, because meat stock is extremely gut healing. GAPS diet is where I get that from. I'm kind of pulling from several different gut healing things and trying some minor changes before I potentially do major changes on like adopting the full GAPS diet, that kind of thing. So we'll see. Every day's a new day. So, all right, that is Monday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Tuesday night, and this is not what I had planned for dinner. I was planning on making fajitas, and unbeknownst to me, my teenagers ate all the tortillas. That's what I get for letting them make their own breakfasts. Anyway, so we improvised and came up with something else. So they are having breakfast for dinner, which everybody was not upset about. Some of them don't like fajitas, so all of them do like breakfast for dinner. So this actually made everybody happy. So we have, I cooked a pound of the Aldi, just like roll of sausage into patties in this pan, and then I leave the drippings and little bits of meat in there and made scrambled eggs in there. My kids like their scrambled eggs like very well done. My husband and I tend to like ours a little softer. So if you're looking at this going, ew, those look overdone, this is how they like them. The smell of burnt egg in the morning, what I count as burnt. How do you like your scrambled eggs? Because my husband and I, yeah, we like ours not like wet, but not overcooked. This is overcooked to me. Anyway, and then with that, my beautiful little 5-year-old helped me make a peach cobbler. This is a lazy day peach cobbler, and that is used. We used the peaches that we canned this fall from a friend's trees that grew them, and they are so good. They're tiny and like buggy and awful to work with, but man, they're good. For me, I eat breakfast for breakfast like every day. I have eggs every day. So the idea of eating breakfast for dinner sounds awful to me. So I put some of the chicken thighs that were supposed to be for fajitas in the air fryer, and I'm going to have some of those instead. And that may be very well all that I have. I'm definitely leaning more meat-based on the healing train, so yeah, that's totally fine with me not having a vegetable every once in a while. So that is Tuesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, and this is one of those meals that looks fancy but came together really quick. So I marinated some pork chops. The marinade I just didn't feel like was super strong, so I went ahead and added in to the pan, just kind of made a sauce with some Dijon mustard, heavy whipping cream, garlic, onion powder, just kind of zhuzhed it up to make it a little bit more something. And the sauce tastes good, so, you know, that'll work. And then I did sweet potatoes in the air fryer, 400 for about 20 minutes with avocado oil and thyme on them. That's going to be like the thing that flavor-wise marries with these two. And then this was a quart bag of our green beans. I poured broth on them this time because I have that turkey broth. And so I poured, I don't know, like maybe a quarter of a cup of broth on them, put the lid on, and steamed them until they were just about done. And then I pulled the lid off. I added in avocado oil because it was quick and easy at hand, and sauteed that until they were completely done, and then added in garlic powder, minced garlic, and salt, just to up the flavor a little bit more. So garlic is the theme there. That's something that I try to do when I'm making multiple dishes, is have like the thyme matches in here, the garlic matches in here, something along those lines that kind of helps the meal to be cohesive. If you needed to stretch this further, some rice would be great, some pasta, like some buttered noodles, that kind of thing. We just, like I said, we're trying to watch those carbs. We're trying to watch grains in general, for our whole family, but especially for me and whatnot. So, yeah, like I said, it was looks fancy, but it comes together really quick. So, that is Wednesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night, and tonight we are having something that I call fat burgers because they're essentially burgers, but they're fat. So we don't eat them on a bun. They're almost like mini meatloaves. And this is a pound of ground deer meat, a pound of ground turkey, and then I add some like store-bought bacon bits and like a good handful of shredded cheddar cheese, some salt. I think I added some garlic powder, just like the normal stuff. I don't add egg to it. I don't add a binder to it. They hold up quite well. And then I put them on this broiler pan and baked them at 350 for a little bit more than a half an hour. Check them, temp them, because depending on how big you make them is going to depend on how long it takes to cook. And like I said, we don't eat these on a bun. We will put them on the plate, and then I get out like barbecue sauce, mustard, ketchup, anything that the kids might want to dip theirs in. With that, this is zucchini fritters. This is shredded zucchini that I grew in the garden last year. And I just thaw it out, and then I put it in a tea towel and wring as much water out of it as I can. And then it was 4 cups of shredded zucchini before I strained it out. And after I was done, it was like a cup. It shrinks down so much once you get all the water out, especially if you freeze it first, because freezing it releases a lot of the liquid. I added in 1 egg, some flour, I can't tell you how much, and some shredded cheese. Sorry, this is not an exact recipe. This is just kind of a mix it and get the batter to thick enough that you can roll it into balls and then smash it out flat. And then I just fried it in what my son just called pig butter, which is lard. I never heard of that one before. And these I did also add garlic powder, salt. Yeah, just kind of whatever strikes your fancy. They're good with like chives in them, minced onion, that kind of thing. And then some corn that we froze. This is actually 2-year-old freezer corn, and it looks great still, doesn't it? I think this was from our garden. If it wasn't, it was from a local corn place, local farm that grows corn and sells it for pretty cheap. And if you buy it in bulk, they give you like, I mean, one heck of a deal. So that's a lot of times what we'll do is we'll buy like so many dozen, like 12 dozen ear of corn, and we'll just process it all in a day and freeze it and have corn. So it's just, for some reason, corn is something that I don't get out very often, which is weird because growing up we ate a lot of corn from the freezer. Corn, green beans were the 2 major ones that we ate a lot of. But for some reason I just don't get it out a lot. I guess because my brain sees it as it's a carb, and it's a grain in my house, not a vegetable. So I don't generally get it out because my brain just doesn't think of that as the preferred carb to get out. So this is a nice, quick and easy meal, especially those fat burgers. If you're wanting something that's not so hands-on as having to stand and flip burgers, but you can also make these like you would meatloaf and put like ketchup on the top and make them more meatloaf flavored, and it doesn't have to bake for like the hour and a half that meatloaf does. Just make it into like the little individual size ones. I've seen doing that in muffin tins, but y'all, I hate cleaning muffin tins, so no thank you. I tried that once, early marriage, with the whole like, oh, make it in a muffin tin and then you top it with mashed potatoes and it looks like a little meat cupcake. It was awful. I scrubbed at that stupid pan for forever. So 10 out of 10 do not recommend. So yeah. All right. That is Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Friday night and Valentine's Day, thus the heart pizza. We always have pizza on Friday night. Sometimes it's store-bought, sometimes it's homemade, sometimes it's some kind of cross between the two. It's like never takeout pizza because we live too far out in the middle of nowhere for takeout to be delivered. So we just don't do it, and it's crazy expensive. So tonight we have homemade pizza, including the crust. So this is actually my artisan bread in 5 minutes a day pizza or bread recipe, and I just use it to make pizza crust, and it works. I just add maybe a little less water when I make it so that this dough is a little bit stiffer so that I can actually like work with it. It's not quite so wet. It's not the greatest pizza dough ever, but it is the easiest lazy pizza dough ever because you just mix it up the night before and then use it the next day. There's no kneading it and letting it rise for a while and then forming it and doing all that stuff. This is easy. So tonight I did this one with the heart-shaped pepperoni, and then this one is barbecue sauce and the turkey that I cooked down earlier this week, right? Monday? I don't remember. Days are running together. Some of that turkey. We've eaten it. I've eaten some for lunches. The kids had some today in the form of like chicken salad, although it would be turkey salad. So we're getting it used. And then there were 2 more packages that I put in the freezer. So it made a lot of chicken and a lot of broth. So we've been using it. With that, the kids are having some of the lettuce that we got from the food pantry. It really was fine. Took out those outside lettuce and leaves that were icky and made it work. For me, I have some chicken wings in the air fryer. That has become kind of my Friday special treat, just because those are a little on the pricey side, but I don't eat like an excessive amount of them, but it's kind of, I love chicken wings. I could eat an excessive amount of them, but tonight is also the one night a week that we do dessert, and the kids have asked for, we call them monkey toe sandwiches. It's the old school cream drops, and you smash those between 2 graham crackers spread with peanut butter, and then something my grandpa always made. And then we're gonna do hot chocolate with it. That's like a homemade hot chocolate mix. So we're gonna do that, and I have some ice cream stuff that I make that's essentially just heavy whipping cream, egg yolks, a little bit of honey, and some salt. And this time I added peppermint extract so that it's peppermint ice cream, and it's really good. So we will do that, and we do Friday night is always movie night. We have pizza, we watch a movie. It's just a kind of nice family evening. So the kids are all hyped up on sugar from Valentine's. We do like little bags, and we give each other little gifts and whatnot. So all right, that is Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is a Saturday night, and Saturday night we always have a big meal. So let's look and see what we've got. Before I forget that they are over here, I almost forgot they were in the refrigerator. I made deviled eggs. Yes, the $1 million plate of eggs. Haha, because eggs are so expensive right now. Our chickens are producing gangbusters. We are getting about a dozen a day. And amazingly enough, we go through all of them. We have not had any extras to sell because we eat so many. I eat at least 3 to 4 eggs a day myself. My oldest son has been eating eggs pretty much every morning. At least a couple of my little ones have breakfast eggs, but then we also do a lot of just like hard-boiled eggs and deviled eggs. So there's that. These are chicken thighs. This is one of the bags of chicken leg quarters. And I split the thigh from the leg. The legs are in the refrigerator for a different meal. I used the recipe, the basic chicken recipe in Nourishing Traditions cookbook. Highly recommend that book. Don't go out and buy it because it's like crazy expensive and huge, until you have like borrowed it from the library or done it like digital book or borrowed it from a friend or something like that. If then you're like, yes, please, because it's amazing, like seriously, because it goes into the nutrition of food, not just the cooking. But yeah, anyway, so I use that recipe, and it is this is going to sound nuts, but these have been in the oven for like 2.5 hours at 375. I know you think that's going to make overcooked chicken, but it makes super crispy chicken that is like fall apart and delicious and juicy and so good. So I highly recommend doing that. I just did like herb and garlic seasoning on top. We are having baked potatoes, a loaf of fresh baked artisan bread, and then I did steamed carrots, and I added in some butter and a little bit of brown sugar alternative, and I'm kind of letting that glaze up now. This is one of those, this is like a very carby meal. But yeah, every once in a while, you just got to do it because it's delicious. I just go light on the vegetables. All right. So if you are new here, this is the end of our week of meals. I don't cook on Sundays. I purposely take the day off. We spend all day cleaning the house on Saturday, folding laundry, doing the dishes. Everybody gets a shower, all of that in preparation for taking Sunday off. And that gives me a day to kind of reset, and we go to church and play games and goof off for the rest of the day. So tomorrow for lunch, I will pull out all of the leftovers, which is why I make a big meal. Part of why I make a big meal on Saturday is just to make sure we have plenty of leftovers. I pull out all the leftovers, and the kids get to pick and choose whatever they want. If they want potatoes, carrots, and corn, okay. If they want just meat, fine. It's about getting the leftovers used and bellies filled. So, and then tomorrow night for dinner, I will pull out charcuterie board things. So cheese, cured meats, dried fruits, crackers, chips, goat cheese. Yeah, those kind of things. And I lay all of it out on the counter in its containers, and I bust out paper plates, and everybody picks and choose whatever they want. And that also works because my two oldest kiddos usually go to youth group. And so we can eat dinner, and then when they get home, like an hour later, everything's out and ready for them. And then, like, the little ones always come and get extras after they've cleaned their plates. They go and get a few more dried cherries or a few more dried apples or whatever. So, all right, that is everything. I will post any relevant recipes in the show notes. If you have any questions about anything that I make, I do a lot of just kind of like winging it, backcountry cooking. So a lot of the times I'm not using a recipe. So if I don't have a recipe in the show notes for something that I've made and you would like better instructions on how to make it than I've explained, let me know and I will be glad to type that up. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.